Morning, friends. Today, your independent practice page for your math lesson is going to focus on angles. So it says write the number of angles and then name the shape here. So you're going to need a pencil. You're going to need pages 867, 868. Again, 867, 868. Put your name at the top, which is always a great place to start. And we will get going here. So what prior knowledge you need activated here? Yesterday it talked about vertices. Vertices are essentially a fancy word for corners where two sides meet. It also at a vertice creates an angle. So what's an angle? Well, an angle is there's a couple different types of angles. There's acute angles, and there's obtuse angles, and there's right angles. Right angles are like square angles. They're square angles. And acute angles are less than 90-degree angles, and obtuse angles are greater than 90-degree angles. Gives you a little bit of prior knowledge as you get into this of looking at this information. So an angle is the corner formed by two sides that meet. It's called an angle. So this corners, essentially where two sides meet, is called an angle. So taking a look at the first shape, you not only have to name the shape, you have to actually write the number of angles here. Write the number of angles. So if you're looking at where two sides meet, so this is an angle here, two sides meet. I would circle them. Two sides meet, two sides meet, and two sides meet. So taking a look, oh my gosh. So two sides meet here, it's not always going to form an angle, because the angles would be on the inside of the shape. So these angles right here go on the inside of the shape. This side goes here and this side goes here. This actually has an angle that faces out. So there's an angle right here. It's facing out of the shape and not inside of the shape. So total I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why? Because I'm looking at angles where two sides meet. So the angles are not always going to face inside of a shape. They're going to sometimes face outside of a shape. So you got 5 angles there. So now the second item of this, I have to figure out the name of the shape. Well, this has 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has 5 angles. 5 sides, 5 angles. What shape is that? Well, hopefully you remember that that's a pentagon. So looking here, you're looking at angles. You have 1 angle, 2 angles, 3 angles, 4 angles, 5 angles total. Oh gosh, I almost forgot one. It's not 5. Look here. Two sides meet. This angle's facing out. That's actually a right angle. Square angle. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 angles, and this one is a hexagon. Next one, looking at angles. Again, where two sides meet, form an angle. I have 1 here, 2 sides meeting there, 2, 3, and then 4. I have 4 angles. Hopefully you've circled those. I'm starting to see angles. This is not a square with 4 sides and 4 angles. This is not a rectangle. This is a fancy word for a 4-sided shape with 4 angles. Is a quadrilateral. Big word, quadrilateral. Quadrilateral. Number 8. Circling the angles. 1 angle, 2 angles, 3 angles, 4 angles, 5 angles, 6 angles. We know that shapes with 5 sides are called pentagons. Shapes with 6 sides are called hexagons. Shapes with 4 sides that are not 4 equal sides are not squares. Rectangles with 4 sides, 4 right angles, but 2 sets of opposite sides are the same length are rectangles. This is a quadrilateral. 6 is 6 angles, which would be a hexagon. Similar to number 6. Again, number 9 you can do on your own. It's similar to something else that you see on the page. And number 10, you can circle the angles on your own and look, see how many angles it has. You're looking at angles, again, where two sides meet. They can have angles that form inside and go outside of the shape. Down at the bottom it says draw a polygon with 2 right angles and 2 angles that are not right angles. Name the shape you draw. Again, a right angle is that square cornered angle. It's 90 degrees. So right angle, 90 degrees. So you need to draw a polygon with 2 right angles and 2 angles that are not right angles down here at the bottom. And then you have to name it. Key information. On the back, it says which plane shapes are sewn together in the soccer ball. Whoa, all kinds of shapes in there. Take a look at some of the shapes that are inside of a soccer ball. There's at least 2. So I would look at the white shape and the black shape and name them down here. Over here it says honeybees make honeycomb, or bees make honeycomb. The honeycomb shape uses the least amount of wax. Name the shape, tell how many angles the shape has. So look at the shape inside the honeycomb, name it, and then tell me how many sides. So you got to name it and how many angles, not sides, sorry. Name it and how many angles. Keywords. It says draw a polygon that has 7 angles. How many sides does the polygon have? How many vertices does it have? So vertices are corner points where 2 sides of a polygon meet. So you need to figure out down here that has 7 angles. How many sides does it have? How many vertices does it have? So create a polygon with 7 angles. Angles where 2 sides meet. Create an angle. And last but not least, it says name the shape of the sign below. Write 3 things to describe it. I would describe the name. I would describe it with how many sides possibly, how many angles possibly, how many vertices possibly, a couple different ways to describe it. So, get done, turn it in.